Okay, so if you're seeing my screen, the first rule we've talked about is the power rule. So if and they often write it this way: d dx of x to the n equals n times x to the n minus 1. The other rule that we've covered in great detail is that d dx of a constant is equal to 0. C is a constant. The next one is the derivative of a constant times a function is the constant times the derivative of that function. Okay.
Yeah.
And then last week we looked at e and logarithms. So let me write those down. So d dx of log base b of x equals 1 over x times natural log of b. And then we also did d dx of e to the x. This equals itself.
Yeah.
All right, so just as a review, we'll do a few examples here. So example number 1 is x to the 4th minus 5x cubed plus 2 over x squared.
It's going to be 4x to the 3rd.
Okay. Okay.
Minus 15x. Okay. Not this. Yeah.
Yep.
Plus negative 2x.
So this right here is 2x to the minus 2.
Okay. 2x to the minus 2. It's going to be negative 4 x to negative 3.
Yes. Okay, so let's do another example. Let's say f of x equals e to the x plus e plus x. Okay. So this is one of the ones that that we covered up here. And let me see if I can get you a derivative rule sheet here. That's a little bit more straightforward here. Yeah, this one's pretty good here. So let me, I don't know if you have a printer, but I would definitely recommend printing that sheet, or at least having it up. I mean, it'll be helpful for the lesson.
Okay.
So the derivative of e to the x is itself. E is just a constant. So the derivative of that is 0. And the derivative of just x,
It's 1x.
is just 1.
Okay.
Okay. So let me make a little table here. Let's say y equals x squared, y equals x, y equals 1, y equals 1 over x, y equals 1 over x squared. So to the right here, here are the derivatives. 2x, the derivative of x is just 1. The derivative of 1 is 0. We're going this way. The derivative of this one is minus 1 over x squared. And the derivative of this one is minus 2 over x cubed. And these last two might be the ones that are most unsure about, but remember, it's x to the minus 1, x to the minus 2. So these are good to have down.
Okay. I'll have this. Okay.
Right. And then so then we moved to some new stuff last time. We said, let's say y equals log base 5 of x. The derivative, and if you look at that sheet that I've got up there,
x over ln
1 over x natural log of 5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next thing that we're going to cover is well, if you look at, let me grab this list here. So we've covered all of these rules. Okay, we've covered the power rule, we've covered derivative of x, we've covered the derivative of a constant, and so on. So we've actually covered all these. So the next set of rules is your trig functions. Okay, and these are something you have to memorize. You have to remember. So like the derivative of sine is cosine. The derivative of cosine is minus sine. Derivative of tangent is secant. Derivative of secant is secant tangent. Derivative of cosecant is minus cosecant cotangent. Derivative of cotangent is minus cosecant squared. So everything on this page that I've sent you is expected that you know how to do by the end of calculus, like the first part of calculus. So, and then there's one more list here. These are kind of your key ones. These are the ones we covered last time we met on the right here, or on the bottom here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to know these, and we're gonna have these up today, but the next thing we're gonna learn about is called the chain rule. The chain rule. Now that's the next. We're gonna use all of these as examples, but we're gonna learn about the chain rule today. Chain rule for derivatives. Okay. So let's say I give you something like this: y equals 2x minus 1 to the power of 2. Now, one option here is to actually multiply this out, but you don't want to do that in calculus. So what I'm going to do over here is say u equals 2x minus 1. So on the left here, y equals u squared. So I took this, and that's, and well, I took u, I made u that, so this becomes u squared. Do you follow that?
Yeah.
So the derivative here is 2u. You follow that, 2 to the 1, but u is a function of x. So that means there's a derivative here of u prime. You have to take the derivative of this thing here. So the derivative of this thing here is 2. So you take that 2 and you put it here, and you take the u that you had and you put it down here. So this becomes 2 times 2x minus 1 times the power of 2. Okay, so we're going to do another example here. Just we're definitely going to we have to do a lot of these to get this down. Okay. All right, so let's say y equals 4x minus 2 to the power of 3. We're going to make this is going to be u. U is going to be 4x minus 2. And you want to immediately take derivative of this. So what's the derivative of 4x minus 2?
Is 12.
Just the 4.
Oh.
Just the 4. Okay. So your derivative, well, actually, let's just rewrite it. Your original function over here on the left, your original function is u cubed. So the derivative of u cubed is 3u squared times u prime. And so you take these and you plug them back in.
Wait, why is it u cubed?
Because I said u is 4x minus 2. I'm making a substitution. So everything we're doing today is about substitutions.
You substituted the 4x minus 2 with the u?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the derivative of u cubed is kind of like x cubed. If I said what's the derivative of x cubed, you know that that is 3x squared, right?
Yes.
Well, that's what we put here, except u is really a function of x, so you have to take an extra derivative. So to finish
how?
this, what's that? Well, you just do it. You don't need to worry about why, you just have to do it.
Oh.
So u is 4x minus 2 times 4.
4x?
Just 4.
That's u prime.
That's right. U prime is 4.
Oh.
U is that. Okay, so let's try another one here. Let's say y equals 5x squared minus 3x plus 1 to the power of 5. Okay. This is u. This is u right here. So
Yes.
u is 5x squared minus 3x plus 1. So our original function can be written as u to the 5th.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry to understand.
That's okay. It's okay. We're doing lots of examples here. So this is the derivative is 5u to the 4th times u prime. So we need u prime. U prime is what? What is the derivative of this on the right?
Wait, why did you put 5u?
Because that's the derivative.
Oh.
So if you go back up to that's this one.
Okay. So you take 5, you put it here, then u. Okay.
So what is u prime?
U
What
prime
is the derivative of this?
-3.
10x
Oh.
minus 3.
Okay.
So y prime is 5 times 5x squared minus 3x plus 1 to the power of 4. U prime 10x minus 3.
5 times 5.
See, there's the 5. This is the u. See, that's your u. And then 10x minus 3 is u prime.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so let's say y is equal to the square root of x to the 4th plus 3x. Okay. The square root can be written as the square root of something. Let's just say this is x to the 1/2. So this square root here is really the 1/2 power. Do you follow that?
Yes.
Okay. So now what's your u? That's your u. So your u is x to the 4th plus 3x.
Okay.
So y is equal to u to the 1/2. So the power rule, right? Bring this exponent down, 1/2 u, you got to subtract 1, so it's minus 1/2 u prime.
They bring to u. Wait, from where did you get the y equals u half again?
Well, u is this.
Okay.
The square root is the 1/2. So you just move them together. This
So
is u.
it's always going to be a 1/2?
When it's a square root, yes.
Oh. Okay.
This is your calculus step here.
Then you plug in the u.
You plug in the u, but you need u prime. So what is the derivative of this on the right?
Let's 3x minus 3.
3x
3x
cubed
3
plus
plus 3.
yes.
Oh, 3.
So your derivative, okay, you take your u is this x to the 4th plus 3x to the minus 1/2 power. Your u prime is 3x cubed plus 3.
U of this, okay. Then u. Which one? From where did he get the negative half?
Power rule. Remember, you subtract 1 from the exponent?
Yes.
1/2 minus 1.
Yes. Oh.
All right, so let's try another one. Let's say y equals the cube root of 5x squared plus 1 over x.
Okay. So the first step is y equals, okay.
So the cube here means it's to the 1/3 power.
But on the cubed, okay.
Yes, the cube root. Cube root.
Okay. Then the y prime is
Well, we got to do the u first. This is u. So y equals u to the 1/3 power, and u is 5x squared plus 1 over x. So now when you take the derivative of this, right?
wait, I just want to wait.
Okay.
I want to understand what happened over there. Okay. U to the 1/3. So the y is the u. Is it the same thing? The y is the u?
No, y is u to the 1/3 power. The derivative is power rule.
Oh. This is very confusing.
Right, and all we're doing is combining two concepts, so it's
Oh. So what happened after the first line?
which line? This line up here?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you're just rewriting it. You're rewriting cube as 1/3.
Okay. Then and what happened to the cubed?
The cube becomes the 1/3.
I mean the square root.
It's not a square root, it's a cube root.
Oh, so you remove the square root, the cube root?
Yes, and that's why it becomes 1/3.
Okay, okay. Then okay, that's the U. The
Yep,
Y.
that's the U. The U is everything underneath.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to apply the power rule. So you bring the 1/3 down, 1/3 U to the 1/3 minus 1. So that's 1/3 U to the minus 2/3 power times U prime.
Um, I'm kind of confused. Is it okay if we do something easier than this? Then tomorrow we focus on this.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so let's go backwards here. Y equals X to the 5th. What is the derivative?
It's 4x to the 4.
5X to the
5.
4th.
5.
Okay. Let's say Y equals X to the 2/5 power.
2 over 5x over 1 over 5.
2/5 X, and then it's 2/5 minus 1. Okay, so you have to be able to subtract fractions here. So 1 is like 5 over 5. So that's minus 3/5. So this is 2/5 X to the minus 3/5 power.
Right. How did you subtract the fractions? 2 over 5th or minus 5 over 5?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Okay. Let's say Y equals the cube root of X. Okay, so this is X to the 1/3 power. The reason is there's a 1 there. So that 1 goes there, that 3 goes there.
The 1 goes. Okay, and the 3. Huh?
So the derivative is 1/3 X to the minus 2/3.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try some more difficult ones now. Let's go Y equals 2x to the 3/2 minus 3x to the 1/3 power. Go ahead and give that a try. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, how are you doing on this one?
I got 1, 2,
So it's 2 times 3/2.
which is 3.
Yep, 3/2 minus 1 minus 3 times 1/3 x to the 1/3 minus 1.
Oh, I was simplifying the first one. I thought I was supposed to do 2 times 3 over 2. Oh no. Oh, okay. Yes, I got that. Half. minus yes.
Okay, so let's try another one here. Y equals 5 times the fifth root of x minus 3e to the x plus 1/2 x to the minus 1/2 power. So you definitely want to rewrite the first one.
Five x over 1/5.
Okay, so the derivative, yeah, 5 times 1/5 x to the 1/5 minus 1. Now, do you remember what the derivative of e to the x is?
E.
It's itself. It's itself. Yeah, it's e to the x. So it's that one where you just rewrite it as is.
Okay. I'm confused of how did he do the first one? 5 times square root of 5 over x. X. What is this?
Which line here?
The first line.
This right here?
Yes.
Well, there's a 1 there, so that 1 goes there, and that 5 goes there. And that's college algebra, pre-calculus. That's not calc.
5x. Okay. 5x 1/5. Okay. I got it.
Okay.
Well, what if the x has like x over 3?
If there's a 3 there, then it becomes 3 there.
Okay. Okay. But 3x plus 1. No, what's half? Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's do another. Let's say y equals the 7th root of x to the 4th minus the cube root of x squared. Let's try those.
There's no number beside the square root, so
Right, so this is
Just
x to
x?
the 4/7.
so I could just put x. Okay.
Yes.
4/7 minus. Okay.
Okay, so what's the derivative?
The derivative is 4/7x minus 1. No, minus, what is this? 4 minus 1, which is 7/7. Then like -3. No.
Minus 3/7.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is clear.
Okay,
Starting to be clear. Yeah.
all right. Okay, so let's go back to these U substitution problems. So y equals the square root of x to the fifth plus 3x to the fourth minus x squared.
Okay.
This is x to the fifth plus 3x to the fourth minus x squared to the 1/2 power. Now I know there's not a 2 there, and I know this isn't to the power of 1, but it could be. That's how it becomes this.
Okay.
Okay, so now this is your u. Your u is x to the fifth plus 3x to the fourth minus x squared.
Okay.
Your y is u to the 1/2 power.
Y equals to U.
What's that?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So now, what is the derivative here? 1/2 u,
1/2 U times 1/2 minus 1.
but then there's this little extra piece. There's this u prime, because u is really this thing over here in x.
Yeah.
Okay, so y prime equals 1/2 u minus 1/2 times u prime.
It always has to be the answer times U prime.
Yes, that's everything we're practicing. U primes and practicing these U prime problems today.
Okay.
So that means that's where you have to go back and grab your stuff here. You have to grab, so this x to the fifth. Let me do it over here. X to the fifth plus 3x to the fourth minus x squared, all to the minus 1/2 power. Okay, but we didn't figure out u prime. So what is the derivative of this thing up here?
Where? Which one? I can't.
Up right here.
Oh. So 5x to the 4 plus 12x to the 3 minus x.
2x. So this is your u prime, 5x to the fourth plus 12x cubed minus 2x.
This problem has a lot of steps.
Yes, but this is not even close to the most difficult types of problems you'll see.
Oh.
So let's keep going here. Y equals the cube root 5 minus x squared.
Okay, so 3/2. So
This right here is, so this is y equals 5 minus x squared to the 1/3 power. Okay, and so this is your u.
okay. U equals U to the 1/3. Okay.
Yes, the derivative here at y prime is 1/3 u to the minus 2/3 u prime. What is u prime? So the derivative of 5 is 0.
Okay.
So minus 2x.
Minus 2x. Okay.
All right, so now you take these and you take this 5 minus x squared, you put it in for u. You take this right here and you put it in for u prime. So it's 1/3 5 minus x squared minus 2/3 times minus 2x.
Okay. Okay, first I have to figure out what's the u, then
That's right.
the prime, then plug in.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's move to some other examples here. Let's say that y equals e to the x. What is the derivative of e to the x?
It's e to the x.
E to the x, okay? Now, what if I tell you that y equals e to the 4x squared plus 5x? What do you think your u is?
Um, 1.
Your u is the exponent now.
Okay. Then I plug in. No,
Yes.
then u prime.
Yeah, so y equals e to the u times u prime.
Okay, and so the derivative of EU is
8x plus,
UE. It's not UE.
no, the derivative of e to the u is, the derivative of e to the u is itself times u prime.
Okay. And how did you find the U prime? By solving
Power
the
rule,
U?
power rule, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
y prime equals e, and then you put your u in. Your u is 4x squared plus 5x, and your u prime is 8x plus 5.
Okay.
So let's say y equals e to the 3x squared plus 2x.
Okay, I'll do this.
Okay.